first spoke and I asked you, I said, Kitten Monroe, that's quite a name. You said, that's my stage name. So what is it that you do on stage? Aside from the impersonation, you actually are a performer, yes?
Yeah, so it changed a little bit in the last couple years because I did a little bit of internal searching. So when I started, it was very much a recreation of what she did. So I would take acts from her films, specifically musicals, and recreate them on stage.
Okay.
Costumes, musical scores, everything.
And you're a singer, yeah?
Yeah.
What type of singer?
I just mostly do like jazz standards now because
Okay.
of this.
Pre-Marilyn Monroe days, were you performing? Were you singing on stage?
Since I was little, I did a lot. I was put in Catholic school. Ugh. So
We're both Catholic school kids, so we're with you.
you know my faces then. So I was put at the head of all the choirs as a kid and musicals and things like that. I did some like fashion modeling.
So you're used to being on stage.
Kind of.
Yeah. But you told me off mic, and I have to bring it up because it always interested me about Mark that he's a performer. He's been a performer since I met him.
Mhm.
When I first met him, I would say you were doing what, like 4 shows a week?
Something like that.
Something like that. Always on stage. Yet he hates being the center of attention.
I don't have
Yeah.
stage fright. I'm an introvert. And
Mhm.
it's really strange to be an introvert, but then be on stage and have everyone looking at you. But I used to also get super liquored up. Like there was I never played a show sober.
That's really common.
It was always the running joke, like, what's my sweet spot for the number of drinks before I hit the stage and then while I'm on stage that allows me to still perform well without being a complete disaster.
Oh my goodness.
And our manager at the time, we discovered through many, many shows, the magic number is 7 before and 4 during our set.
So I used to bring him beers between songs so that he could have his
Just to
on-stage
keep it
beers.
going.
Yeah.
That was the sweet spot. If I went more than 7 before, it was a little sloppy.
That's a
on
lot
the
of
stage.
beers.
Yeah. And if it went under 7, I never quite felt loose enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We know how he coped.
But mine wasn't from fright though. Because I was never anxious. I never had that I don't want to be up here or I'm really nervous. It was just all about just a general looseness that I would get with the booze.
What do you do? How do you psych yourself up to get on stage, considering you are somewhat of a, I don't know, are you an introvert or is it more of just the anxiety?
I'm an introverted extrovert with extreme anxiety and low self-esteem.
Okay. Okay. I get it.
Yeah. I don't have a thing. I don't drink. I quit my first year of college, just over, understanding my family genetic history with addiction and not wanting a part of that.
Mhm.
The only thing that gets me up there is just how happy it makes me once I'm done.
Okay. Is it like happiness because is there like a sense of pride? Is it like the reaction from the crowd? Is it just you actually genuinely love doing it? Like what makes you feel super happy when you're done?
It's just what I've always wanted to do since I could talk.
So you actually love performing. Scares the shit out of
do.
you a little bit, but you love
A
it.
lot of it.
A lot of it. Okay. My 5-year-old says that, by the way. A lot of it. When I say a little bit, she goes, a lot of it. I love it. Okay. Well, I think I have a somewhat of an you can't know someone in 5 minutes, but somewhat of an understanding about you. Let's talk a little bit about your history with relationships, if that's okay.
Oh,
And anything
yeah.
you don't want to talk about, we don't have to talk about. But I know from our mutual friend that you have at least been involved in an open relationship.
Yeah.
When this came about, was this your idea, their idea, a combination? How does this happen? Like, how does that even become a conversation?
My situation was really different from the situation of friends and acquaintances that I know who actively engage in those type of relationships. So, like, disclaimer, like, I am not the status quo. I'm just a person.
Mhm.
I had actually just gotten out of an abusive relationship, and I met this guy. I went to work on this movie set, and I met another person there, and I was like, he's really good looking, and I really want to fuck.
All right.
That was it. I guess I was lashing out or whatever, it happens.
Mm-hmm.
And as we got to talking, he was like, yeah, like I'm a polyamorous person. And in the back of my head, I was like, typically I don't get down with that, but I just want to fuck. So I don't care.